Coach Smith, we're here at the 2019 NCAAs, and really want to, sorry to hear about your father. That was just a couple weeks back. Let me know where my first question is. Um, did he get you into wrestling?
Yeah, he did actually. We grew up in Dale City. A family of 10, 6 girls and 4 boys. And one day, my oldest brother came home and said, "Dad, I want to wrestle." And my dad goes, "Wrestle? Where are you going to wrestle at?" He goes, "At the school." This was obviously in 3rd or 4th grade, and it started from there. And my dad never wrestled, but grew to love it like no one I've ever been around. Developed a real understanding of it. He handled his boys really, really well, through the sport. Helped us develop some really good habits through wrestling, and I lost him. We lost him during the Big 12 championships, a little bit unexpectedly, but there's just a lot of good memories of my father. And I'll just say that it really outweighs anything else.
How would you describe him? His personality, his way of life, his
He was
way of parenting?
he was patient, really patient. I think with all of us. Imagine a man with 10 children.
Yeah.
You don't. That's one thing you really don't have is patience. you know. But he was always patient. He always seemed to say the right things to us. Never really forced anything on us. Always kind of demanded that you worked for what you get. And a good, strong attitude when it come to work. But he'll be missed, and I know my family will miss him. But we got a lot of great memories.
I just lost my. How involved was he with the program or your teams, and how much of a part was he?
My dad was more involved with the state. Especially when we were all growing up. He really moved the state ahead. He's big on wrestling freestyle. We're talking about 25, 30 years ago. Big on wrestling freestyle. Big on giving kids an opportunity to travel and wrestle. My dad was responsible for bringing in foreign teams and having dual meets, having camps. He just did a lot. For somebody who never wrestled, just really grew to love it. And I think that we had a lot of choices of what sports we wanted to do. My dad actually played some college basketball.
No way.
Believe it or not, yeah. But really took to wrestling, and I think probably the one-on-one, the self-discipline of the individual. I think all those things that I think he really enjoyed watching us all, at times, struggle. I think sometimes he enjoyed watching us struggle. Rather than always seeing us win. I think he liked it when we got beat and see how we treated it, what we did. Did we complain? Did we, he'd remind us of a lot of things, more so during losses than the wins.
You obviously wrestled all over the world. Did he get to travel much?
Yeah, my dad got to travel. My dad didn't miss a lot. He worked hard. Making a living for his family. But when it came to our sports, even my sisters, he coached softball. My sisters played softball. They did a lot of things, but they were really good in softball. He coached them. He didn't miss a lot, I just feel like he was always there, even in World Championships, Olympic Games, he was always there, and it was important for me to see him.
What did he do for a living?
My dad was a computer programmer for the state of Oklahoma, so he's a sharp man. He's a smart man.
Yeah.
Just did a lot of good things in his life. Not just for his family, but for a lot of people.
Well, I saw him at the Iowa duel 2 or 3 weeks prior. What actually happened?
It was a sudden thing. My dad's health wasn't great, but I don't think any of us expected to lose him. But one day he was here, and the next day he was gone. So things happen, and I don't really want to get into what happened, but I think we all just really, really feel, especially my brothers and sisters, just really feel good that at his funeral and closing out his life here on this earth, a lot of support, that meant a lot to my brothers and sisters, and it made it a lot easier for all of us just to kind of move forward.
How did you find out? Were you at the tournament, or
Yeah.
was there signs in the days before?
Well, there's, he had a problem on a Thursday, and of course the tournament started. His tournament was Saturday and Sunday, and Sunday he passed away. He passed away during the finals of the Big 12, and it was pretty tough, finding out about 45 minutes before it all ended, and it was something, had guys wrestling, have guys, were getting the trophy, and you just realize real quickly, boy, there's a lot more important things, but it is what it is,
Did you tell Joe, or how did he find out?
I think Joe found out after the tournament. So, it was a sad day. It was a sad time. But since that time, there's been for me, it's been really a celebration of my dad and my father and what he did for our family, right? I mean, we all have a father, we all have a mother, and I hope that most of you feel like we feel. Just feel really lucky, feel blessed. He was a man that took care of his children, took care of his family. He's very faithful in his faith. We developed a lot of things from him that will live on because of his leadership.
Awesome. I guess that's pretty much all I got. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk about this. Any parting words for him, about him?
I just, I don't know if you ever was around him, but he wore a big orange cowboy hat to all the matches, and that's the one thing I missed, walking into the gym at this Nationals. I always looked up there, and he was always one of the first ones in the stands, and all I had to do is look for that hat, I missed that this time, and I'll probably miss it in the future. So,
Thanks, Coach.
you bet.